Domestic violence is often seen as a woman's issue, but in Nigeria, men are also affected both as victims and in some cases as perpetrators. Understanding this dual reality is critical if we want to address domestic violence comprehensively. Historically, Nigerian society has placed men at the center of household authority, expecting men to be strong, dominant, and in control. While these roles are meant to preserve family order, they sometimes normalize the use of violence as discipline. Over time, movements for gender equality have challenged these norms, but traditional perception of masculinity still persists, and they can influence behavior and conceal abuse. Recent data paints a more complete picture. According to the 2021 Nigerian Demographic and Health Survey, 28% of women report experiencing physical violence from partners. But emerging research shows about 15% of Nigerian men have also faced some form of domestic abuse, including physical, emotional, and financial harm. Yet, many men remain silent, fearing ridicule or stigma, which makes it harder to measure the true scale of the problem. Several cases in Nigerian media highlight this issue. In Lagos, a viral video showed a man being physically assaulted by his wife, sparking debates about gender roles and domestic violence. In Enugu, a man reported sustained psychological and financial abuse from his partner. In Kano, a couple was involved in a violent dispute, showing that domestic violence can sometimes be reciprocal. These stories challenge stereotypes and remind us that abuse is not defined by gender alone. Of course, some argue that highlighting male victimization might take away focus from women, who remain statistically more vulnerable. Experts respond that acknowledging men's experience does not diminish women's struggle. Instead, it allows for more inclusive, effective prevention strategies that tackle underlying issues like toxic masculinity, stress, and mental health. So, what can be done? Policymakers and communities should promote awareness campaigns that encourage men to speak out and challenge harmful stereotypes. Legal reforms must ensure male victims have access to justice. Community programs, mental health support, and education in conflict resolution are critical for building healthier households. In the end, addressing domestic violence in Nigeria requires a delicate approach, one that recognizes both men and women as potential victims, promotes empathy, and strengthens support system. Only then can we hope to break the cycle of violence and foster families built on respect, safety, and understanding. I am Amadi Kingsley, and this is Insights on Ask Nigeria. Please comment below.